Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter. This time I'm going to show you how to get an IKEA trod-free bulb running with your Hubitat, and that starts now. I picked the IKEA bulb for two reasons. A, I could get it locally. Now, not every place may have an IKEA store. And while I do have a link in the show notes, it's directly to IKEA's site. I looked on Amazon, and I cannot ethically give you that link because the price of the bulb is far in excess of what I was able to pick it up for in the IKEA store, and it was on sale. I mean, it was regular price. So, I mean, this is the exact bulb I'm using. Now, it doesn't show on the list for Hubitat, but what I found is there's apparently a lot of things that may not be on there, but this sets up as a Zigbee device. It works just fine. So, and this is the one, like this, it was $12.95. I may have said $10 in the opener, but it was $12.95. So really, it's not a bad price. So, they didn't waste any money on packaging, but it's well worth the experiment, because there's some of these bulbs that sell for a whole lot more. So it's very, it was very easy to do. And I tell you what, let's go over to my demo cam and you'll see exactly what I did to get it up and running. Now, in a previous video, I showed you the very basic configuration or setup of the Hubitat. Now is when we're going to get into the meat of the matter. So I'm already in my Hubitat at this point. So if we click on Apps, and click on Apps. I didn't click on it right apparently the first time. What we want to add is the Hubitat dashboard. And what this is going to, I'll let you do it there, of course. Add built-in app. And we'll go here and Hubitat dashboard. Basically, what this is going to do is give you a easy way to manage devices, and this will be primarily if you have several different rooms with devices in it. So we'll click on the new dashboard, and we will call this main dashboard, since I can't think of anything better to call it. We'll say use all the devices, even though we don't have anything added at this point. If you're adding a dashboard after the fact, this will let it have access to all the devices. You can just choose which ones you want to add. It makes it a little bit simpler process. The layout options, I normally go with the default 6 rows by 4 columns, and that can always be changed. And we'll tell it to initially populate. Again, if you already have devices, this can put everything in. You don't have to, but that's only available when you create a new dashboard. And we'll go down here, and we'll go ahead and set it to blue for the background color. That's going to be a little easier on the eyes. Okay, so now we've got a dashboard. So let's go to Devices. And, of course, it doesn't show anything at this point. And we'll click Discover Zigbee and Z-Wave. And it should, I've got my IKEA bulb just over off to the left here. And sometimes it doesn't find them right away. So what I will do is turn it off, let it sit a few seconds, turn back on, and then it should see it here fairly quick. There we go. I just kind of have to sometimes give it a kick in the pants, and it says initialize, and so I was trying to figure out what it is, and that's the MAC address, or the equivalent of MAC address. It's a few more than what you'd see on an IP MAC address. Okay, now it's found it. So, and you see IKEA, Sweden, Generic Zigbee Bulb. So what we'll go through here and do is I just call it IKEA. And eventually I'll probably will name it something else, but that at least gets it started. Well, and actually to be proper here, let's spell it the way they've got it done. And we'll click Save, and you see saving. Okay, now it's ready. So what we'll do is we'll go up here to Dashboard, and we'll go to Main Dashboard, and then we'll go over here to the right, and we'll pick a device, and see there's IKEA. And then for the template, for this, we'll pick Bulb, Add Tile, and then we'll close the menu. All right, so now you can already see the bulb is on it by the color of the icon. That tells you that. and click it again. It goes to off. Now, if you ever have one that looks like this on your dashboard and you click it and it just goes gray and doesn't do anything, that's a good indication it can't see the bulb or the bulb was not responding for some reason. So to turn it on, just click it again. And if you want to change the brightness, right now I got it set to 50%. We could go up here to 78%. You can just click on the scale and do it, or you can drag it up there, and it should go back here in just a second, although sometimes I've seen it not want to do that. There we go. I had to drag it the way it wanted to be dragged. So you can always go back and edit things, so it's always very straightforward. So that's really all it takes to get an IKEA bulb up and running. So I've got another IKEA device that I will be showing here in the next few days with the IKEA outlet. So it's a little bulky, but folks, at $10, can we really complain? I mean, there are these very short, and I thought I had one laying around, electrical cables. They're like maybe a foot, so you can kind of get around it from that standpoint. I was in contact with a company today that makes quite a few items that it's either Zigbee or Z-Wave, I don't remember right offhand, but they have the product offerings, and I'm going to have a conversation with them here in the next few days. I think that has the potential to let me be able to show you a traveling security system, so that when you're in a hotel room, you want to make sure that if, say, the toilet overflows or water line decides to break during the night, or if somebody comes into your room when you're asleep, that you know about. I mean, I know there's precautions that we all should be taking, but sometimes it's nice to have something a little bit extra. So it's really going to be, I think, interesting to see where this has the chance of going. And I can see a lot of videos coming down the pike. So if you do travel a lot, let me know what specific concerns you have, because it's really, I'm excited by this, in case you can't tell, Jose. It's to find from one company, and I try to, when I can, concentrate to one company on things, because then if we get into an interoperability issue, then it's, you've got several devices from the same company. Yes, if they're all following the standard, it should be fine, but sometimes following the standard can still not work out the way we all would like. So I will definitely keep you in the loop. Thank you for everybody who's been subscribing. I've yet to see the Hubitat not address things. I have found that it does do a backup every day. If there's an internet connection, you also have the ability to do your own individual backup. So if you are operating offline, and that's the whole beauty of Hubitat to me, is it does let you do things offline. So you can have it in a place that doesn't have internet connectivity. I was working on a possible way to deal with that, but the company has, I've been learning some things that I don't know their product would have worked out that well anyway, but I'm still working at other options, because I want to have different things on the table for you to give you options, because whether it's you're traveling or you're looking to avoid from being surprised, because I've walked in and found water in the basement of my house. So I'm looking at options to be able to shut off the water if that's the problem, and it may not be, but with having to have sump pumps in the part of the country I live in, having that option of knowing that if the sump pump's not working, that if I'm not near the house, that I can get back fairly quickly is also worth something. So there's all sorts of options on the table. I'm really excited by the flexibility that Hubbit has, and you've seen me talk about Home Assistant, and I'm going to get back to Home Assistant too, but I was trying to find an option that if you didn't want to have to get a Raspberry Pi, and if you weren't that familiar with Linux, that you would have something else that would be an option. So again, that's where we're going. Just try to keep you with a roadmap of what we're looking at. So appreciate everybody watching the videos. If you found this video to be useful to you, please, I would appreciate your clicking on the like button. And if you can't click on the like button, I understand that too. So please tell me where I can improve to help you get more out of the videos. And thank you for all your comments, and we'll see you soon.